Hey everybody, I got something really new for you today. Now, normally when I release a lesson out, the format's pretty simple. We talk about how to solve a particular sales problem through the lens of the lessons that I learned in an underground pickup group on how we got very attractive, high-value women to actually pick us up. And then we apply that exact same philosophy or that lesson to a sales problem. And the reason we do that is because they're exactly the same. Today we're going to cover the very first lesson that I learned in the underground pickup artist group. But really it's a call to action to you once we go over it. Now today we're going to talk about what we call the Newbie Mission. And a Newbie Mission is really simple. It's like boot camp in the Marines. So somebody would come into our underground pickup group, and for me, it was me at that time. And Diesel, who was the guy running the group, basically had me and my friend Slava go into this one bar in downtown San Diego on a Friday or Saturday night. I'm pretty sure it was a Friday night. And he said, look, your task is really simple. You need to open up, and that means to just cold introduce yourself to 100 different women. It really didn't matter what happened after that, but that was what we were asked to do. So that's what we did. During that night, I think I came close to 100. I'm not really sure if I got up to that number. But of all the 100 introductions, I got blown out, and that's a term in our community as well. I got blown out every single time. I mean, it was terrible. I left that night with my tail between my legs. I went back to my apartment, and I spent the entire rest of the weekend, and I didn't even leave. I was just so unbelievably down. So when it came during the week when I ended up talking to Diesel again, he asked me how'd it go, and I just belly ached. I'm like, oh, it was terrible. This sucked. Every single person I talked to blew me out. It was just horrible. I didn't leave my apartment all weekend, and I don't want to ever do that again. And his response to me was really simple. Good. Which really took me aback. I'm like, what do you mean good? There was nothing good about last Friday night. So I asked him, I'm like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, I want you to remember exactly how that felt. The pain, the agony, just the depression, everything that came with it that kept you down that entire weekend and how bad you felt. And I want you to say to yourself that you're never going to allow yourself to ever feel that way again. And I did, but I didn't really know what he was talking about. And the whole idea was, what I learned down the line is I could learn anything that Diesel was going to teach me. If all it was knowledge, and you're just trying to apply knowledge in a very cold, rational way, nothing's going to change. But you have to get to a point where you realize this old way of doing things, this old feeling that just sucks, I never want to go through that again, ever. And it really puts a new application into it, because then once you realize what your old life used to be like, and then you actually start to apply this in your new life, and you start to see different and better and transformational results, it really puts a very cold, hard stop between the old way of doing things and the new way of doing things. Now the question is, what does this have to do with you? Well, everything. There are a lot of people that watch these lessons and they think it's funny, they think it's interesting. It's a heck of a lot better than role playing in a training room. And they try to apply these. And I got to tell you, it's not easy. If you're just trying to watch this video and just cold apply it in your life, and you're not doing anything else, there's going to be a cap to how much change you can make. But what you really need to cement it in is you need a Newbie Mission. And that might just be a call blitz. It might be knocking on 100 doors or 50 doors. It might be going to a large-scale networking group and literally giving your business card to every single person there. And what you're going to find when you do that is it's the same thing that happened to me. You're going to get a whole lot of activity, but you're going to get zero results. And you're probably going to get some people that are kind of rude to you in the process. And it's going to get to a point where you realize this totally sucks. I can't do this. This is not the way to succeed. And that's where the lessons come in. When you realize that you can't go back to your old life, almost like Neo in the Matrix. If you can't go back to your old life, then it makes you doubly and triply committed to really integrating what we're teaching here so you can really start experiencing the apex results you're looking for. Now, even above that, if you're really wanting to get the results that a lot of my students are getting, the output that you get from everything that you're learning here has a direct correlation to the input that you're allowing to come in as well. And what I mean by that is, if you're just watching it passively and think it's really cool, and you never do anything to actually implement this in your sales job, then you're living a fantasy life and nothing's going to change. You're just honestly deluding and fooling yourself. And it's cool that you're watching it, but if that's you, there's a lot better videos out there to watch where it'll actually make a difference in your life. Now, if you're watching these videos and you're trying to apply them, but it's a little difficult and you can't quite get it tuned in correctly, well, that's not a surprise. That's what every single person goes through. And you are going to get some results to a certain degree, but a lot of what is available to you, the amazing results, the life transformational results, are kind of locked up at that point. Now, on the other hand, if you really want to see these results, you don't want to waste the next 10 years of your life half-stepping, then what you need to do is you need to get a mentor. We talk about this in our other lessons. You need to get somebody to walk you through the process. Now, the good news is on my website, thesalescheatcode.com, we have an invitation for a limited time webinar where I'm going to actually walk you through some of the areas where I'm going to actually walk you through this process. And it's going to be a very focused area where we're going to start from the beginning and move forward and really help you build your skill set so that you can start to unlock these results. Just like anything else, when you have somebody walking you hand by hand and walking you through the process of getting you better, it's not just learning. It's called an apprenticeship. And the apprenticeship is really cool because the onus is on the master and the master-apprentice relationship. It's the master's responsibility to get that apprentice up to the point where he can become the master and start to have an apprentice of his own. I want you to get there. I want you to have the results that are just sitting out there latent. They're waiting for you to take them by the hands. But you need to get started. Now, the cool thing about this workshop is it's totally free. The only thing that's limited is the space. There's only going to be a certain number of workshops that I'm going to do, and there's only a certain number of seats in each one. There's 75 seats total. If you want to change your results, change your life, and take control of your life, you need to get started now. So click on the link below. That's my website. And look for the registration button where you can register for a very limited time only for these online workshops. I'll talk to you soon.